session. This session is led by Dr. Syed Asif Mehdi. He will be speaking on mediation, moderation, and multi-group SEM. Let me introduce Dr. Syed Asif Mehdi. Dr. Syed Asif Mehdi is an accomplished academic and researcher, currently serving as assistant professor in the Faculty of Management and Shri Ramswaroop Memorial University, Lucknow, India. He holds a PhD in management from Babasaheb Bhimrao Ambedkar University, where his research made significant contributions to the understanding of entrepreneurial, fear of failure, and its implications for psychological well-being. He has also qualified prestigious UGC NET JRF in management and UGC NET JRF in commerce, reflecting his strong academic foundation. Dr. Mehdi's research portfolio is robust and internationally recognized with publications in leading high-impact journals indexed in Scopus, ABDC, Web of Science, and SSCI. His scholarly work appears in reputable outlets such as the Journal of Entrepreneurship in Emerging Economies, International Journal of Educational Management, International Journal of Entrepreneurial Venturing, International Journal of Management Education, and the Journal of Enterprising Communities. His research interests span entrepreneurial psychology, emotional regulation, resilience, leadership behavior, tourism studies, and sustainable entrepreneurship. He has earned notable distinctions, including the Research Excellence Award 223 for outstanding research achievements and the Best Reviewer Award from the Taylor and Francis Group, reflecting both his academic rigor and his active engagement in the global research community. Dr. Mehdi also serves as a reviewer for several reputed journals, contributing to the advancement of knowledge in the fields of entrepreneurship and management. So, in today's session, Dr. Asif Mehdi will be speaking on mediation, moderation, and multi-group SEM. So, on behalf of Jammu and Kashmir Economic Association, I welcome you, sir, and hand over the session to you, sir. Dr. Syed Asif Mehdi.
Thank you very much for that generous introduction. A very warm good evening to all the esteemed participants joining us from different parts of the world. It is truly an honor to be a part of this international workshop on PLSM and to engage with such a diverse and distinguished audience. Before starting the session, I would like to suggest that to stay interactive throughout the session, feel free to reflect your questions and connect the ideas with your own research experiences. Dr. Gowhar, shall we start the session?
Sure, sir, we can start.
Okay, let me share my screen first. Is my screen visible?
Not yet, sir. Now it's visible, sir.
Okay. Okay. This session is all about mediation, moderation, and multi-group SEM. As we all know that in today's research scenario, we have multiple advanced techniques which journals are consistently accepting, one of which is PLSM. This is the fourth day of session. You must have familiar with some basic concepts of PLSM. So let's start with this session. The flow of this session will carry in this way. First, we understand the concept of mediation, moderation, and multi-group analysis in SEM. Then we apply those concepts in the software, Smart PLS. And then we will discuss about how to interpret these results. So before do not wasting time, we have only 1 hour. So let's start this session. So what is PLSM? If we take a one-line definition of PLSM, it is just a partial least square structural equation modeling. It is an advanced statistical method used to study complex relationships between measures that cannot be directly construct that cannot be directly measured. But there is a question that when we have different techniques like regression, multiple regression, logistic regressions, then why do we use PLSM? The rationale behind using PLSM is that we can use a PLSM with small sample size. So this is one of the biggest benefit of it, that we can execute PLSM technique on a small sample size. Next, we do not need to have normal distributed data. If our data is not normally distributed, then also we can apply PLSM. Okay. And the last one, the benefit which is offered by PLSM is that PLSM can deal with the constructs which are formative. There are two types of constructs we often use in model testing, formative and reflective constructs. So PLSM can deal with both types of construct, formative constructs and reflective constructs also. So if we think about okay, what is PLSM, then ask three questions to yourself. What variable, what construct influences which construct? How strongly it is affecting the construct, and in which direction the construct is affecting. So PLSM is a technique which comprises of two methods, two major methods. First, we need to measure the measurement model, which is also called outer model. In this, we need to test various parameters like HTMT ratio, Cronbach alpha, cross loading, discriminant validity through Forner and Lacker criteria, and SRMR model testing, F square, Q square. So we need to measure a lot of things in measurement model. And after satisfying all the parameters, then we can proceed to structure model. In structure model, where we actually test the hypothesis. This is the fourth day of workshop. I think you must have familiar with this, with the measurement model and structure model. But there is a question that does one variable mediate or moderate to another? This is the topic of this session, that what is mediation and moderation and multi-group analysis in testing PLSM. Mediation occurs when an independent variable influences a dependent variable through a variable which is called a mediator. Okay. The rationale behind or core idea behind mediation is that first, cause is affecting process and process is affecting outcome. Let's take an example of it. If we take the example of training of employees, training improves the job performance indirectly by first increasing employees' job knowledge. So here, job knowledge is a mediating factor because training improving the job knowledge of the employees, and that job knowledge enhances the performance of the job. That is why here employees' job knowledge is considered as the mediator. In visual forms, we generally show our diagram in this way. Independent variables connecting dependent variable, which is a direct relationship. And when we go through a relationship from A to B, that is indirect relationship. We will test this relationship in the software after studying the moderation and MGA technique. Now, when it comes to moderation, what does moderation means? Moderation occurs when we want to decide the strength or direction of the relationship between the independent variable, dependent variable. Moderator decides the strength of the relationship. So moderation explains when and under what condition the relationship between two variables becomes stronger, weaker, or completely changes. For example, stress affects performance more strongly for people with low support. Those who are having high support, uh, at that time, stress does not affecting those people strongly in comparison to people who have low support. Similarly, for example, if a person is pursuing a business and he is feeling he's experiencing fear of getting failure in the business, but every individual has a different personality. The effect of fear does not consistently affecting all the individuals same, because we have different kind of personalities. So here personality can be considered as a moderator, because the kind of personality an individual have decide the strength of the fear on the psychological well-being of entrepreneurs. So the core idea behind moderation is that relationships are not the same for everyone in every situation. moderation explain variability in relationships. Generally, in our model, we visualize our moderated relationship in this way between the x and y axis, just like that. Okay. Now, if you look at the basic diagrams of mediation and moderation, it is not possible to have only one mediator or moderator in today's scenario, because in recent research papers, we have multiple mediators or moderators in a complex model. And we need to testify all the relationships in a single model. So before jumping on the concept of MGA, first we execute this moderation and mediation on the software. Okay, just give me 1 second. Let me open the software. This is the interface of Smart PLSM. And before inserting the data, we need to understand the model. Is it visible?
Yes, sir, it is visible, sir.
Okay. Suppose we want to test this model. In this model, we have two independent variables, which is entrepreneurial motivation and market knowledge. These two independent variables are affecting business planning quality. And then this business planning quality affecting new venture success. So in this model, we have business planning quality as a mediator, and the relationship between business planning quality and new venture success is moderated by access to financial resources. So here, moderator is access to financial resources. To measure these variables, we have circulated a questionnaire. These are my demographics information. Data was collected on 5-point Likert scale, and we have adopted these items from already developed scales. To measure entrepreneurial motivation, we have 4 items. I am determined to become a successful entrepreneur, EM1, EM2, EM3, and EM4. Similarly, to measure market knowledge, we have 4 statements, MK1, MK2, MK3, and MK4. Likewise, business planning quality, we have some items. I have developed a detailed and realistic business plan. My business plan clearly defined goals and strategies, access to financial resources, and new venture success. So all the items here are adopted from the already developed skills. But if you adopt the skills from other papers or other researches, you need to first verify are these items are measuring what they are supposed to measure in our situation, because because when the context of the research it changes, we need to verify its reliability and validity. So in PLSM, we do that. I hope you must have understand the model. Now, we have collected 380 respondents data set, which is on 5-point Likert scale. Demographics variables are gender, age, education, business experiences, and venture type. Okay. Now, to test model in PLSM, first we need to create a new project. Let's name it International Workshop. So after creating a new project, there is a new folder pop-up in the site, and there is an option called import data file. So when you click on this import data file, you need to find out where your Excel file is. Here's my Excel file. Click on it, open it. As you open it, there is a window occurs, and you do not need to do anything on it, just import the data. Once you import the data, PLSM automatically gives you the mean, median, and standard deviation curtisis scores of your dataset. You do not need to calculate manually. After importing it, automatically software provides you these basic information. So after importing it, just go back to it, the main homepage, and then there is an option called Create Model. Click on it. When you click on it, a new window pops up where software asks you which statistical technique you want to execute with this data. So there are multiple options. Here we choose PLSM and we need to name it model name. Let's give a hypothetical name. Entrepreneurship success. So once you save that, there is a new window opens where you can create whole model on it. There's a blank space here. You just need to select those items which are the part of a respective construct and drag it on the white sheet. Okay. For example, for entrepreneurial EM, what is EM? Entrepreneurial motivation. EM is entrepreneurial motivation. Okay. Just click all the four variables, select all the four variables and drag it on. Now, here you need to name it. Let me name it entrepreneurial motivation. So our first construct is created. Just if you want to change the direction of these items, you can just right click on it and choose the direction where you want to place it. Now, select our second construct items, market knowledge. Select all the items, drag it on the space, name it market knowledge. Press enter. Next, BPQ, which is the business planning quality. Select all the construct, drag it on, which is the mediator quality. Next, new venture success. Wait. Only these four items. New venture success. And the last one, our moderator, access to financial resources. Access to financial resources. Now we have all the constructs of the model, but when you place all the construct which you have in your model, second step is to connect all the dots according to the relationships you propose in your model. So for doing this, click on this connect, place the cursor on the dot, entrepreneur motivation, click on it and drag the line on the construct which you want to connect. Once you connect the construct, the color becomes blue. It means it is now active. So connect all the dots according to the model. Now, at this point, you must be thinking that it is quite easy to create a model in Smart PLSM in comparison to the softwares like AMOS and SPSS. AMOS specifically, the creation of model is quite difficult. but in smart PLS, it is very easy to create model. Now, after creating the model, first step is to calculate your measurement model. Okay, the parameters in the measurement model. For doing this, click on the calculate button, and there's an option called PLSM algorithm. Click on it. We are not doing MGA right now, so we do not do anything on the at this step. We just calculate the basic report of its measurement model criteria. So once you click on it, there is a separate window opens where you find all the parameters which you test in your measurement model. So let's start with some basics, and then we discuss one by one each parameter. Okay. Let's first start with construct reliability and validity. Once you click the option construct reliability and validity, Smart PLS gives you four different output: Cronbach alphas, composite reliability raw C, and AVE, average variance extracted. Here I want to give you a suggestion that there is no need to incorporate all the output given by the software in your research paper. You must ensure that only those things which are important and valuable to the paper must be incorporated, not all things. Okay. So here first gives Cronbach alpha. What does Cronbach alpha means? Cronbach alpha tells you how consistent our items are. So the value which is above 0.70 indicate good reliability, meaning all items of a construct move together. However, if alpha becomes too high, like an above 0.95, it indicates redundancy. Items may be too similar. So here you can see that all the items are above the threshold limit, but under 0.95, which means the construct provides you a very good consistency in the model. Next thing which we need to analyze in this output, which is called AVE, which is the square root of the Cronbach alpha, which is also known as AVE. AVE tells you how much variance in the indicators is captured by the construct. If the value of AVE is above 0.50, it means the construct explains more than 50% of the information in its item. Actually, AVE confirms the convergent validity of the construct. So here, if you look at the output, all the values are in green. It means there is no problem in Cronbach alpha and AVE. Now, let's move on to the discriminant validity. In PLSM, discriminant validity can be measured in basically many forms, but there are two methods which are very popular. First one is STMT ratio, and then second one is Fornell and Lacker criteria. Here, STMT means heterotrait and monotrait ratio. STMT helps you check whether our constructs are actually different from each other or not. For example, access to financial resources and business planning quality. Are they different construct or are they measuring the same things? So to check this, we use STMT ratio. Why do we use STMT ratio? Let me give you an example. Suppose there are two constructs, anxiety and stress. Both are different constructs, but they look familiar. Are they measuring different things or not? To check this, we need to analyze STMT ratio. That is why STMT ratio gives you discriminant validity. So if the value of STMT ratio is below 0.85 or 0.90, it means the constructs are distinct. If it goes above 0.90, then two constructs may be measuring the same thing. In spite of having different items, they can be measured the same thing. That is why you need to have STMT value below 0.85 or 0.9. So STMT is one of the strongest test of discriminant validity. Next method of testing discriminant validity is Forner and Lacker criteria. This method checks whether each construct explains itself better than it correlates with other constructs. So here we compare the square root of AVE. When you do the square root of the values of average variance extracted, you will get Fortnum criteria of discriminant validity. So in this, we compare the square root of AVE with inter-construct correlations. Source discriminant validity is established. Here, the diagonal value means this one, 0.918. For business planning quality, 0.920. Entrepreneurial motivation, 0.913. Market knowledge, 0.903. Okay. So both these methods are important, but it is not necessary in writing a research paper. You need to show all the data. You can only put the HTMT ratio in your analysis and it is sufficient. But many times researchers also place both the value discriminant validity for testing discriminant validity. They place HTMT table and funnel accurate table in their research papers. That is totally acceptable. But you can also place only one table, which is HTMT. That is sufficient in the paper. Now, after testing reliability and discriminant validity, second thing we can test is cross-loadings. Another method of testing discriminant validity is cross-loading. Here I want to give a suggestion. If you are writing a PhD thesis, then it is recommended to show all the methods of discriminant validity in PLSM, whether it is HTMT ratio, for Lacker criteria, or cross-loading. What does cross-loading means? Cross-loading help us to see whether an item's load highest in its own construct compared to all other constructs. If an item loads more on another construct, it means that the item is confused and it is not measuring what it's supposed to measure. Let's see. There are 4 items of access to financial resources: AFR1, AFR2, AFR3, and AFR4. If you look at the values of these 4 items, they are loading highest in their own constructs. The value of AFR1 is 0.893, AFR2 is 0.93, 0.920, and 0.925. If you look at the values of AFR items in other construct, you can see all the values or some of the values demonstrating negative values. It means a discriminant validity of AFR is established. Similarly, if you look at the values of BPQ1, it's 0.928, reflecting highest in its own construct. BPQ2, reflecting highest in its own construct. Similarly, BPQ3 and BPQ4, 0.925. So if the items are reflecting in its own construct or loading highest in its own construct, it means discriminant validity is established through cross-loading. Now, moving on, the next criteria, which is variance collineatory statistics, which is called VIF, variance inflation factor. Here the value, if it is ranges between 3 to 5, that is acceptable. But if the values goes above 5, we need to concern about it. If you look at the values of these 4 variables, and NVS 1, 2, 3, 4, it comes red. It means we need to do something for this. However, if the values of Cronbach alpha, AVE, cross-sortings are coming under threshold limit, then it is not a matter of concern. However, if you can improve it through collecting more data, then it is recommended. Okay. Now, when you check measurement model, you need to test model fit. Once you have verified all these construct reliability, validity, average variance factor, HTMT ratio, formal accurate, cross-loading, VIF, etc., you need to test model fit. In PLSM, model fit is checked through SRMR, F square, Q square values. So what does SRMR means? SRMR is standardized root mean square residual. It gives you overall model fit values. It shows you how different our model predictions are from the actual data. So an SRMR value below 0.08 is considered a good fit. If you look at the values of SRMR in this analysis, it is 0.029 or 0.036 estimated model. It means the value of SRMR is showing that this is a overall good model fit. So it is a quick way to understand your model's overall quality. Apart from this, we can also see Q square and F square to check the uh, model fit. So what does F square means? F square tells us the importance of each predictor in the model. It shows you how much the R square of a dependent variable increases if we remove a particular predictor. Suppose if we remove entrepreneurial motivation, then the removing entrepreneurial motivation, what is the value of R square? Does it increases or decreases? R square gives you this. Okay. No, what here I just want to give one line explanation of R square. What does R square means? R square is a coefficient of determination. It tells you how much variance in the dependent variable is explained by the predictors. Okay. So if the value is 0.19, it must be considered as a weak effect. If the value is 0.33, it considered as a moderate effect. And if the value is 0.67, it is considered as a substantial effect. It is one of the most reputed reported values in PLSM. Okay. So in when you checking the value of measurement models, PLSM gives you another thing, which is called simple slope analysis. Here, it gives you a diagram of moderating effect. Now, I just want to continue this slide. Slope analysis. What does slope analysis means? In Smart PLS, it is a built-in feature used to visualize and interpret interaction effect, which is also called moderation effect in your structural equation models. It helps researchers understand how the effect of a predictor variable on an outcome variable changes at different levels of moderator. So suppose, how do we interpret this graph? You must have seen three values or three lines in three different colors: green, blue, and red. Green line shows the high effect or high effect of the moderator, and this shows the average effect, and this shows the low effect of moderator. Now, how do we interpret these lines? See, in this slope analysis, you see on the x-axis, there is a variable participation, which is represent the independent variable. And on the y-axis, it is satisfaction with customer. And we are checking the interaction effect of learning orientation. So we have different colors and different colors of three lines. Orange line shows low effect of moderator, and it is represented as -1 standard deviation, -1 SD. At mean level, there is a yellow line, and at high level, there is positive standard deviation. See, all three lines have a positive source because they are moving upward, meaning increasing participation generally leads to high satisfaction. Now, how do we interpret the slope analysis? Just look at the higher moderator line, which is a green line. Is it visible? Can you show the lines?
Yes, sir, it is visible, but it looks very small.
Okay, just give me a second. Is it okay now?
Yes, sir. Now it is better, sir.
Okay. Green line shows that your slope is steeper for higher moderator. It means when learning orientation is high, the effect of participation on satisfaction is strongest. So generally, higher moderation effect shows in steeper line, and it must be represented in green color in smart PLS. So when your line is shallower, it means your moderator shows a lower effect, and it means when learning orientation is low, the effect of participation on satisfaction with customer is lowest. So how do we interpret it? The moderation effect is enhancing the positive effect of participation grows with larger as learning orientation increases. So as the learning orientation increases, the effect of participation on satisfaction becomes stronger. So similarly, when the effect of learning orientation decreases, the effect of participation on customer satisfaction goes weaker. So in practical meaning for organization, this suggests that boosting employees' learning orientation makes participation more effective in improving customer satisfaction. So this is how we interpret slope analysis. Now just go back to our analysis. If you look at this, all the three lines are going upward. It means it shows positive relationship between business planning quality and new venture success. It means as the quality of business planning increases, the level of new venture success also increases. But it depends on the level of access to financial resources. When you have the highest level of access to financial resources, the line is steeper and at the highest level. When the access to financial resources is low, you can see the red line. It is shallower. But we cannot here justify that this moderation effect is significant. When we test the measurement model, Smart PLS gives you this slope analysis if you have a moderating relationship. But we need to verify it in structural model testing whether this relationship is significant or not. Now, once you uh, tested the measurement model and you satisfied all the parameters, then we can move to our next step, which is called the structure model. For testing structure model, click on calculate and bootstrapping. In bootstrapping, just you see an option called confidence interval method. Click on it and change it to bias corrected. Okay. We do not have any group right now, so just click start calculation. So once you calculated the structure model, it gives you the path coefficients. So if you want to see the status of a relationship, you can see in one view at this diagram, you can see that these 0.0 are p-values. It means these relationships are significant, and this 0.45 is r square value. This is 0.77, and you can see that the value of the path value p-value of 0.164, which is our moderating relationship, it is not significant. Although we have a slope analysis diagram in measurement model, but we cannot say that this moderating relationship is significant. So let's open our results. Once you click path coefficient, it gives you the effect size of different relationships. Access to financial resources to new venture success, 0.81, 0.181 original value. Does this value or relationship significant? Yes, it is significant. All our direct relationships are significant. But if you look at our moderating relationship, which is access to the interaction effect of access to financial resources, to business quality, to new venture success, it is 0.164. It means we cannot say that access to financial resources is moderating between business planning quality and new venture success. However, the value of p-value is 0.164. It is possible that if we collect more data on it, that value becomes under 0.05. But for now, this is not significant. Now, how do we check our indirect relationships? Once you check the indirect relationships, Smart PLS gives you three options: total indirect effect, specific indirect effect, and total effect. Click on total indirect effect. If you look at the total indirect effect, it means this way: entrepreneurial motivation to new venture success, entrepreneurial motivation to direct new venture success, and market knowledge to new venture success. This total indirect effect shows that it is significant. P-value is under 0.05. But when you report your results in a research paper, you are supposed to provide the specific values of the specific indirect relationships. So just click on specific indirect effect. So we have two indirect relationships, and you can see that our indirect relationships are significant. Entrepreneurial motivation to business planning quality to new venture success, and market knowledge to planning quality and business planning quality to new venture success. Both our indirect relationships are significant. And this is total effect. Generally, we are supposed to give tables of direct or indirect specific relationships in our research paper. Now, our next step is, which is the part of the session, which is multi-group analysis, MGA. So let me tell you some basics of executing MGA. What is multi-group analysis in PLSM? Multi-group SEM is used when you want to test groups or different groups of variables. For example, does the model behave differently across groups? Does our model behave differently for men, differently for women? Does our model behave differently for private sector employees or government job employees? So when we have groups in our data set, we can go for multi-group analysis. But before executing MGA, we need to perform some steps, okay, in the form of MICOM, performance measurement invariance test. Once you satisfied the MICOM steps, then you can go for MGA. So in Smart PLSM, there are 3 steps. After going through 3 steps, you can execute PLSM. Okay. What is step 1 in configural invariance? In MICOM, step 1 means you are testing the same model and same construct and same relationships for both the groups, which is automatically tested in Smart PLS. So in this method, you do not need to do any extra steps. This simply means that the model is the same for both groups, same indicators, same construct, and same data treatment. So Smart PLS automatically satisfies this condition, and you do not need to do anything extra. Now, on the second step, which is compositional invariance, Smart PLS check whether the composite scores of the two groups are created in the same way or not. For testing this, we need to have two values: original correlation and permutational correlation, permutation p-value. So when we have original correlation between composite scores of group A and group B, which can be male and female, We need to verify this, but make sure that in this original correlation, your p-value should be greater than 0.05. Do not get confused in testing this step, because many researchers get confused that if the value is not going under 0.05, this is significant, then why do we reject this? But when you're testing compositional invariance in MICOM, you need to have p-value more than 0.05. So if the correlation between the two groups composite score is more than 0.95 or equal to 0.95, or p-value is more than 0.05, then your step 2 satisfied. And the last step, equality of means and variances. Do both groups have similar average scores and variances? So when we have, what's the rule of checking this? Mm, If the p-value of the means and variances is greater than 0.05, it means if there is no significant difference, then it is good. But if your significance value in testing equality of variances is under 0.05, it means bad groups are too different to compare. So once you satisfied all these three conditions, then you can go for multi-group analysis. So let's execute multi-group analysis on smart PLS. See, for testing MGA, first you need to create groups in your data. So go back to your data set. Yes, save it. Go back to your data set. Just now, there is an option called generate groups. Click on it, and you need to select the grouping variable. Suppose we want to group gender. Name it. Gender, apply. Suppose gender 1 is male. Click on apply. Then edit gender 2. Gender 2 is female. Once you created the groups, go back to your model. Okay. Now we have the same model, but this time we created the groups in the data set. Click on calculate. Just a minute. Permutation. Here you need to choose group A and group B. What is your group A? Group A is male. Group B is female. Then start calculation. Now, Smart PLS gives you the path coefficient, total, indirect, etc. We do not have nothing to do with these values. Here we are testing MICOM. Where you find MICOM? Here it is. There's an option called MICOM. Here you can see there are two steps, step 2 and step 3. Why there is no step 1? Because Smart PLS automatically tested the step 1. So we do not need to do anything extra for it. We go for step 2. If you look at step 2, this is our original correlation, and this is our permutation mean. Okay, and this is a permutation p-value. What is the criteria of deciding is this value acceptable or not? What I tell you, if the p-value is above 0.05 of the original correlation, then your condition satisfied. Just look at the permutation p-value of all this. All the values are above 0.05 and all are in green. It means your second condition is satisfied. Now let's go on the step 3a, which is the means. If you look at the original difference mean and permutation mean differences, the permutation p-value of these original differences and permutation mean differences are above 0.05. It means step 3A is satisfied. And let's see the last step, which is step 3B. We'll look at the permutation p-values of all these above 0.05. So we have satisfied all the three ANICOM conditions for for executing multi-group analysis. Suppose you have satisfied the step 1 and step 2, but what happens if you do not have these values? Step 3. So when you satisfied step 1 and step 2, and your step 3 is not satisfying the basic conditions of ANICOM, it means your ANICOM is partially invariance, and still you can go for MGA. But it is better for you to satisfy all the three conditions. Now we have satisfied all the three conditions. Now we can execute multi-group analysis. So when you execute multi-group analysis, you can have different values of measurement model for different groups. Okay, suppose we have created the group, click PLSM algorithm, and while executing MGA, you can see there is an option called data. Click on it, and here you can see group data sets. Click on it. Now SPSS give you the values of model according to your groups. Here there is another option pops up which is called data group. At now, PLSM gives you the values of complete data set. Once you click on that complete, you have two other groups, male and female. When you click on female, no, no, these are the values of measurement model, but for group female only. When you click on male, see, these are the values of male. So you can check the measurement model according to your group once you created the group. After creating the groups, now you can check bootstrapping also, hypothesis according to your groups. Again, click on data. We have already selected the data. Click start calculation. Now, SPS Smart PLS gives you the values of complete data set, means the relationships of complete data set. Suppose you want to see the relationships of particular group, whether female behave differently in this model or not. Click on female and see the results. Now, this relationship is specifically for female group. And you can see in female group, access to financial resources p-value is quite large, 0.731. If you look at the value of male in this, it is 0.058. It means collecting some more values or just a little bit of data cleaning, your moderating value of male group becomes significant. So it shows that access to financial resources can act as a moderator in male group. Okay, not in females. So this is the benefit of MGA. Now we have seen the path coefficients of different groups, but are they the differences between these groups, male and female, the path coefficient differences are significant or not? In MGA, we need to check this. So for checking this, whether the differences in the coefficients are significant or not, click on calculate, and there is a option called bootstrap multi-group analysis, MGA. Click on it. And here you need to decide which groups you want to compare, male and female. You can start calculation. Okay. Now, what do we need to check here is this is the result of bootstrap multi-group analysis. When you click on the path coefficient, it shows the difference between male and female. Access to financial resources and new venture success. The relationship between access to financial resources and new venture success shows the difference between male and female is 0.025. Whether this difference is significant or not, no, this difference is not significant. There is only one relationship which shows significant difference between the path coefficients, which is planning, business planning quality, and new venture success. Here it shows the difference between male and female in this relationship is negative 0.071, and this is significant. So here we can claim that only one relationship in MGA is showing a significant difference between male and female group. Now the question arises, when we have all these results, how do we report it? What variables do we need to enter? What tables do we need to make in our research paper? So for this, I have downloaded a paper. Let me open it. There's a paper on Google Scholar written by Khwaja Fawad and other scholars. University social responsibility and performance, the role of service quality, reputation, student satisfaction, and trust. These are the variables. Okay, you can download it from Google Scholar. It is available for download. Okay, just look at this. Just jump on the analysis portion of this model. Let me show you the model first. This is the model. University social responsibility is affecting university performance or not, and these are the mediators: service quality, student satisfaction, university reputation, and student trust. So in this paper, authors have applied PLSM and multi-group analysis. Just jump on the table. Now, author have grouped the data in two categories. Author have represented his measurement model results for Pakistan separately, for China separately, and for complete model. So there is no need to insert every data which gives by the software. Here you can see, here show Cronbach alpha, composite reliability, and average variance extracted only. So in this paper, you can see the author have separated the values of measurement model according to the groups with Pakistan, China, and overall model. This validating higher order construct, the USR. In this model, the author have an higher order construct also, which is not a part of the session. No, just look at this. This is mediation analysis, and this is multi-group analysis. Just look at this. Table 4, direct relationships. Now, authors have shown direct relationships of Pakistan separately, for China separately, and overall model relationships separately. You can see that in China, the relationship between USR or UP is not supported, but in Pakistan, it is supported. So it is the way of demonstrating your results in a simplified way so that readers can easily understand your data, what you have done in your research. Now, the main thing is that MGA. This is the table of mediation analysis for Pakistan separately, for China separately, and there is a complete results for overall mediation analysis. Now, this is the table which I want to focus on it. Table 6, multi-group analysis. Author have inserted a table where it shows difference between the China and Pakistan and whether the values are supported or not. Okay. Author have got these values from this path coefficient in MGA. So you can make your tables and report your data according to the table 6 shown in this paper. Okay, so this is all about mediation, moderation, slope analysis, and multi-group analysis through MICOM through Smart PLS. Now participants are open for question answer session.
Thank you, Dr. Mehdi. The lecture was, I can say that, brainstorming, highly intellectual and knowledgeable. I hope the participants may have a lot of queries, questions. Now the session is open to participants to ask the questions. If you have any confusion, questions, queries, Dr. Mehdi is here to answer you. I request participants to unmute your audio and ask the questions. Please.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
I want to actually, I missed that MICOM. So
Okay.
if you please explain it in 2-3 lines again, if you don't mind.
Sure.
MICOM.
Okay, just a minute. Let me share screen. Is it visible?
Yes, sir, it is visible.
Okay. When you perform multi-group analysis, before executing multi-group analysis, you need to satisfy 3 basic conditions, which is called MICOM. Okay. In MICOM, we need to satisfy 3 conditions. And first one is you need to have a similar model, similar construct, and similar indicators for both the groups. If you have created groups, like in this data set, we have created male and female, and both male and females have same model, same construct, and all the constructs are measured by similar items. Okay, then smart pairs automatically satisfy this condition. You do not need to do anything extra for satisfying this condition. Now move on to step 2. This is a bit tricky. In MICOM2, step 2, this is called compositional invariance. This checks whether the composite scores of the two groups are created in the same way or not. For checking this, you need to have 2 values. First, original correlation and permutation p-value. Okay. Compositional invariance is established when your original correlations is greater than permutation correlations. Okay, just look at the software. Just let me open the software. Just look at the values of original correlation is greater than the permutation correlation. 0.999 and 0.994. It means original correlation value is higher. And you also need to see the permutation p-value. It must be greater than 0.05. Look at the permutation p-value, 0.757. It means your compositional invariance condition is satisfied. After satisfying step 2, you need to check step 3. Step 3 is equality of means and variances. Do both groups have similar average scores and variances or not? For checking this, we need to see means and variances. If the p-value of the means and variances is above 0.05, it means you have no significant difference between the means of two groups and variances of two groups. If the value is under 0.05, it means you have similar means and variances. For checking this, just click on it and go to step 3A. If you look at the original difference is this, and the permutation p-value is above 0.05, it means you have step 3 means for both the groups and variances for both the groups in compositional way. So once you satisfied step 1 step 2 and 3 in MICOM, you are ready to execute MGA. Okay?
Sir. Okay.
Any other participant is there who wants to ask a question?
I think participants are out of questions. So Gowhar, you just conclude the session, then I will share my vote of thanks. Are you there?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. On behalf of Jammu and Kashmir Economic Association, I would like to thank Dr. Syed Asif Mehdi for such a wonderful session. The way he executed, discussed, and deliberated things, both theoretical and practical, is highly amazing. Now, without taking much time, sir, you can now speak. Dr. Firdaus Ahmed.
Okay. So, dear resource persons, moderators, and participants, as we conclude today's enriching session, which was on mediation, moderation, and multi-group structural equation model, where we have done practical technical sessions such as slope analysis and MI-COM or group comparisons. I want to extend my sincere appreciation to everyone, especially our resource person, Dr. Syed Asif Mehdi, to our
Thank you.
resource person for sharing your expertise and guiding us through these complex yet vital analytical methods with so much clarity and depth. Your insight contribute significantly to our understanding and application of these advanced modeling techniques. I would also like to thanks to our moderator. Your role in facilitating smooth discussions and ensuring engagement throughout the session was invaluable. So your skillful management kept the learning environment focused and interactive.
Thank you, sir.
Now it is all to all the participants your thoughtful questions, but it was only one. But I encourage you again, to be active participant, be passionate researchers. You need to ask questions. You should have questions, and you must create questions. So I would like to thanks for you for your active involvement. Although the number was less, but your active involvement means a lot. It has enriched the dialogue and learning experience. Your commitment to mastering these sophisticated methods reflect your dedication to advancing research quality. Let us take this knowledge forward confidently as we keep these SEM tools to elevate the rigor and insight of these studies. So now let me, stop here recording. We will be sharing the certificate for our, moderator and resource person. Please be with us. Meanwhile, I will be, requesting all participants to open the camera for group photo. Just 1 minute, I am sharing.
Sir, whether my camera is open or not, I don't know. Last 2 days I could not actually open, and my photograph you could not click it. So today whether it is open.
Gaur, please check who is speaking. From our side, we are not having any
I am
restrictions
Dr.
for.
Sarvani Datta from Silchar, Assam,
No,
Gurucharan
no.
University.
So from our side, there is no restriction for camera off and on.
No,
So you
sir,
have to
my
check.
camera, I think it is not operating. Can you see
Wait,
me, sir?
your video, as I am touching your screen, so it shows that your video is on, but actually your video is not coming. So you need to check at your side what is the problem. From
Okay,
our
sir.
side, there is no restriction.
Okay, sir. I talked to you in the morning also.
No issue, no issue. So
Thank
is
you,
the
sir.
certificate visible?
Yes, visible. Thank you so
Yes,
much,
sir, it
sir.
is visible.
So we would like to appreciate Dr. Asif Assistant Professor IMCE, Shri Ramswaroop Memorial University, for making, significant contribution to our workshop as a resource person. So it is actually 7 days international workshop where we are discussing frontiers in structural equation model, being held from 24 to 30, November 2025, organized by many institutions. So, as I have rightly said in conclusion, that Dr. Asif's expertise, dedication, and active engagement, and his immense value to this workshop. I find it one of the interesting sessions myself. That it was quite in depth and so much, you know, you know, so much critical concept is put it very simple language. So it has enhancing our learning experience and advancing research skills in structural modeling. So we certify that his outstanding, commitment and substantial contribution to both the workshop and academic community. We appreciate. Thank you very much, Dr. Asif.
Thank you so much, sir.
Now we would also like to, say thanks to Gowhar, who has moderated, you know, very well and remain very active. Again, one of the best qualities of the moderator. We are having engaging moderators, but today's, was a greater experience because he has remained there active throughout the session. So his dedication, skills, engagement. So again, appreciated, highly thankful. J&K Economic Association is, sharing its gratitude for both the resource person and moderator.
A
So
lot of
now it
thanks.
is time. Yeah. So now time to have a group photo. So people who are able to on their camera. Again, my kind request, you why are you not following us on YouTube? If our recordings are there, I am putting lot of effort and keeping all these recordings for you. And after this session till 11-12 p.m. I'll be uploading for you only so that you will practice. So I think it is your responsibility to follow us there also and share our YouTube channel with your friends and all. Besides this, if you try to visit our J&K Economic Association website, there is one icon. So it is with the help of data sets. As a researchers, you need many data sets. Let me share it for you. It will be interesting because you don't have to go anywhere. Jammu and Kashmir Economic Association. I will be sharing. It is very helpful for researchers because I have kept so many data sets at one place. I think as a researchers, you don't need to go here and there, check different websites for secondary data. You can get those data from there on. I do not know the site is not working right, but if you visit to John Economic Association, you will find one icon at the top. It will be data sets. There are more than 35 data sets we have kept for you. So try to use them. So let us take group photo. So be ready. 1, 2, 3. I am taking second shot. Okay, we have done with the photo session. So once again, thank you very much to the resource person, moderator, and all the participants. Let us meet tomorrow. I'll be sharing some papers which we have been, sent